Principles of graphics design. Now, what are the principles of graphics design? The principle of design suggests how the designer should best arrange the various components of a page layout to ensure the elements of the overall design are connected to one another. The following are principles of design. We have balance. Achieving visual balance in graphic design is done by using symmetry and asymmetry. That is, this is achieved by balancing the design in weight, meaning shapes, lines, and other elements are distributed evenly. Balance is important because it provides structure and stability to a design. We have alignment. Alignment is all about keeping the design organized. All aspects of the design should be aligned with the top, bottom, center, or sides to create a visual connection between the elements. If we take a look at this element, we can see that mostly for our YouDevHub Cohort 2.0 starts and today have you registered, they are all on a line. You can see this line here that I'm moving. This line is what depicts where they are standing as a border for all of them, and we can see that they are all aligned to the left, whereas this for inquiries below is all aligned at the center, and we'll see young developers hub also aligned at the center. So alignment is a very important part of graphics that a graphics designer should take note. Proximity. Proximity creates a visual relationship between the elements of the design. It minimizes cluster, increases viewer comparison, and provides a focal point of view. It doesn't necessarily mean the similar elements need to be put right next to each other. It just means they should be connected visually. Proximity is all about talking about how you connect images together to have a perfect visual representation. We have repetition. Once you've chosen how to use your elements, repeat these patterns to establish consistency throughout the design. If we notice this design from when we started the countdown from I think 7 days or 6 days, they all carry the same pattern, the same pattern, the same pattern. That is to say, a graphics designer or in graphics design, the pattern you use for a design must be consistent throughout. You don't just change things and change things around because you have the power to. So we have contrast. Contrast is used to emphasize certain aspects of the design. Using contrast allows you to stress differences between elements, ultimately outlining the key element of the design that you want to stand out. If we look at this image, we could have written everything in black, but then the message will be lost because the design color is usually dark. But we have to stress this today in white so as to create a distraction or to create another impression for people to see what we are trying to emphasize. So all those are part of the principles. We also have corporate, okay, types of graphic design. Now there are various types of graphics design. For you to be a graphics designer, there must be an area of specialization. It's good to be a general graphic design, but there will be an aspect in which you must specialize in to make you stand out in that field. We have corporate designs. Corporate design has to do with the visual identity of a company. Any visual element that makes up a brand identity, such as a brand's logo, made with logo design software, can be associated with corporate design. This type of graphics design is used in branding markets to communicate brand values through images, shapes, and color. Now, corporate design is basically talking about designing for a company. We'll discover that a company advertising, let's take UBA Bank for an example. UBA Bank advertising or giving a flyer about something is going to be different from the way Glow advertises theirs. It's going to be different also from the way Redmi advertises their own product. Now, we have marketing and advertising design, probably one of the most widely known types of graphics design. Now, this is usually the one we always see. Social media graphics, magazine ads, billboards, brochure, email marketing templates, content marketing are all examples of marketing designs that are usually known and seen everywhere. We have publication design. Now, this traditionally refers to print medium, but now called digital publishing. Now, publication design has to do with publishing of materials or books. There are some designers that are specially into designing of those things. We have those that design ebooks, we have those that design newspapers, magazine. Is a special type of design which refers or requires a special attention to detail. We have environmental design. This design is used as a visual element in environment to connect people to those places. The purpose of environmental design is to improve people's experience in those places, whatever or whether it makes the experience more memorable or inform the viewer. We can have examples of architecture, road signs, signage, event space, and wall are all examples of environmental design. Sorry. We also have packaging design. When you buy a new product, it is most likely has some form of packaging or visual element such as a label, sticker, or wrapping that is used to prepare the product for distribution or sales. Now, it is crucial that these designers are aware of current trend within the marketplace to ensure successful product marketing. Motion design. Motion graphic design is a subset of graphic design and it's exactly what it sounds like, graphics that are in motion. This can include animations, video games, apps, GIFs, website features, etc. This is still a somewhat new area in graphic design as technological advancements have allowed designers to explore new mediums. And finally, the last type of graphics design, we have the web design. While web design isn't necessarily a type of graphics design is one element of web design. So it's worth mentioning. Why? Because web designers must consider and combine a variety of the design elements, such as the layout, image, and typography, to create a user friendly, pleasant front end web design. So if you can't figure out how to make a website on your own, it's worth reaching out to a web designer. Web design also ties closely with UI and UX design, which I'll dive into next. So web design or web designers, they also need graphics designer to work or the concept of graphics design to work. So you can be a designer, right? Rather, and all your work is to work to build or create content or create layouts for the web design. So let's dive into UX and UI design. UX design. What is UX? Exactly. UX design, also known as user experience design, is about enhancing user experience. This specific type of design focuses on the structure and logic of the design elements that the users interact with. UX designers work to improve a product's usability, accessibility, and users' pleasant interaction with the product, with a goal of maximizing customer satisfaction. In theory or in explanation, UX design is actually about designing the product to make it feel comfortable for the users to navigate, interact, and use a product. Let's take a banking software for example. You have a mobile bank or mobile app of a bank on your phone. From the login to the transfer to the withdrawal to the depositing and everything you do must be so friendly in such a way that the user can interact with it. So those that create such a flexibility and enhances products so that it makes it easier for the customers to use are UX designers. Now what about UI design? It's also called user interface design and it pertains to the interactive elements of a design. This type of design requires a good understanding of users because it focuses on anticipating what users will need to do on the device and ensuring that the interface has the elements that make sure those actions are possible. In essence, a UI design or a UI designer ensures that the user gets what they want on the site and what they want is easily reachable. So we have like topics or subtopics in the app You see some apps that you see a button that is blinking, click me, click me, click me, proceed, submit, login. Those buttons are usually visible so that the user can easily interact with the object. So UI designer helps to make sure the user sees what they want to see very well, while the UX designer make sure what they see and want to click is clickable and flexible for them to use, while a graphic designer is more importantly interested in how the whole thing is designed and look beautifully. So we see that the three jobs are connected together and we can all move together. So we'll be proceeding to the next things shortly.